Okay, so hi guys. I finally got a HD camera, and I keep changing rooms because I have to wait until most of the rooms in a particular building are empty before I can record. It's about like close to 9 o'clock right now, but I'm happy to go very late to teach you all about Perl. So the last thing we talked about was symbol tables and lexicoscopes, right? We said that variables themselves have to be stored somewhere and that those are namespaces, and within Perl there are two types of namespaces, right? Um, Lexicoscopes and symbol tables. So now we're gonna go a little bit further. Hold on to that idea of symbol tables and lexicoscopes. We'll come right back to it. But first I want to mention something else. So I'm gonna write that every variable mar dot var type has its own sub namespace. Determined by the funny character. Hope you guys see that. And you know what these characters are. They're just this sign, this array sign, this percent sign, okay? So every variable type has its own sub namespace, right? So that means this goes in some namespace, some particular namespace that's different from this one, this one. They're going, let's say this is namespace 1, 2, 3. I really hope you can see that. So based on the particular data type, they have their own sub namespaces, and what that means is that in Perl, you could $foo does not equal $foo. That means you can name some scalar foo and name some array foo, and they'll be completely different. Same thing. Here's another example. Okay, those two are different too. This is saying you want to get the value in the array foo indexed at number 1, while this is just a plain old scalar, okay? This is an element of the array. You can't see that, but this, let me erase some stuff. Well, actually, this is an element of that, or I mean, this array element is within this array. I think you already know that, but I just want to make sure, okay? Now, I don't know if I made this explicit, but I want to define what scope is, okay? I know I used this jargon in the last video, but I want to give an explicit definition of exactly what it is. Scope. Scope is the portions of code where particular variables are or can be used. Okay, the portions of code where particular variables can be used. Okay, that's what scope is. And uh I think just keep this idea in your head, okay? Because it'll pop up right. I'll promise you, I am gonna use this idea again. Now, the last thing I want to define is a name, okay? I'm sorry, I'm just throwing jargon at you, but it's kind of, as much as I hate jargon, it's really hard to continue later on in CS if you don't know what basic stuff means. Well, look at this. There's already something called a variable and an identifier, but there's also something called a name too in Perl. Well, gee, this is really confusing. But we told you, right? An identifier plus a funny character together make a variable, okay? And a variable is a particular data type that can store some particular data. What a name is, it is the basically, how shall I say it? It's a list of well, this is how Larry Wall writes it. I'm just gonna write what he says. A fully qualified name. Which, that is a name that says which symbol table it lives in. Okay, that's what a name is. A fully qualified name, that is a name that says which symbol table it lives in. What's it? Well, this is a global variable, okay? Whoops, you can't even see it. This it right here is a global variable, okay? Oh, I should stop now.